Okay, and our card for today that I've picked is I surrender to a power greater than me, which is a beautiful card. And I think that yeah, sometimes we need reminding that we do just need to let it go and surrender to whatever the day might bring. So don't worry if you have distractions during the class. Just, you know, the main thing is just try and see if you can get at least like if you've got a lot of distractions at home, just focus on seeing if you can just at least get 5 minutes or so to just be. Okay, so don't worry about, you know, sort of getting through the entirety of the class. If it's just not happening for you today, don't worry about it. It's all good. You can replay it at any time, at any time really as well. It doesn't have to be morning. You know, it can just be whatever time best suits you on any particular day. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to start by lying on our backs. So if you have a mat, wonderful. If you have carpet, great. Whatever, maybe even a blanket if you don't have a mat. And just making your way down to lie flat on your back, straighten into your legs, and just let it all go. What I like to think sometimes when I'm lying on my mat is that my body is so heavy that it is just sinking down into the mat and even through the mat sometimes. So just allowing yourself to really feel that heaviness in your body. I really want you to feel it. This is where we're going to work into just some of the breath techniques that I wanted to share with you. It's just a very basic one for today, but it's a great position to learn how to breathe properly, because we're not sort of holding tension in any part of our bodies, and we can just allow our belly to be free and just really like hang into it. So I hope that you'll agree that you're sort of finding it easier on the ground here, on the mat here. Just let your feet just fall away from each other. If you like, during this breathing exercise, you can go into a Baddha Konasana style position with your soles of your feet together if you find that that's comfortable. Otherwise, I would just suggest just having the legs out straight, letting the calf muscles sink in and spread across the mat, and just let your feet fall away from each other. Beautiful. Palms facing up. You just want them to be up. Let the fingers curl in towards each other. They really just don't need to be doing anything. They'll want to curl up, just to let them. And then I just want you to close your eyes and just sink deeper into your mat. Just taking a nice deep breath as you normally would. And breathe in that morning air. Sometimes it's just the smallest, most simplest activities that can really bring us joy, and taking a full breath is one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to place right hand on our abdomen area, left hand on our heart, and I just want you to keep your eyes closed. And I want you to try and see if you can breathe in through your nostrils without opening your mouth. So try and keep your mouth closed and breathe in through your nostrils. And what I want you to try and do as you breathe in is to fill your belly up with air. So try and fill your belly up with air. Imagine that every time you breathe in, you're pushing this bottom hand away. So just relax your abdomen area, really just relax your pelvic floor area, just allow everything to relax. And let the air fill up and then release. Letting the air out through the nose if possible, otherwise just release through the mouth, perfectly fine. Okay, one more time, breathing in through your nose. Fill the belly up with air. We really want it to be down here. And releasing down. One more time, breathe in through your nose. Nice deep breath into your belly and release. Releasing the arms out and just let your palms just face up again. Nice deep breaths without your hands there. Try and see if you can do it again. The same technique, but just without the hands. So breathing in your own time. We're just looking for that action of the rise and fall of the belly. So diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing. Helps to relax our nervous system. Helps us to be able to take a full, complete breath. Because a lot of us don't. And I'm guilty of that as well sometimes. But instead of breathing into our chest like a lot of us do, we breathe down lower, and it actually can calm the whole system down just by the way that we breathe. Nice deep breath in again. Feel the heaviness of the body. So every time you breathe out, I want you to release anything that's not serving you at the moment. Just let it go. All your tensions, your stresses, your worries, they come out on the out breath. As you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in the most beautiful, purest air that there is. It's an energizing air. It's entering in through your lungs and it's purifying your system every time you breathe in. Nice and low. Good, just feel that heaviness. And then lifting your arms up over your head. Really letting the body lengthen. Tucking your chin in. Nice stretch. You can point the toes if you like. Feel the abdomen as it stretches out. It's thanking you for breathing into it. And releasing back. And then we're going to curl our knees up. We're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. Take a gentle grip just around the shins if you desire. You can just keep them like this if you like and just rock back and forth. If you want a little bit of a stronger lengthening here, just pulling gently with the knees in towards the chest. Either clasped together or one on each side. And some gentle lower back releases, just really small movements, an anti-clockwise direction and then changing directions to clockwise or whatever the opposite is of what you just did. And okie dokie. Just rolling to your right hand side very slowly if you can. And coming up. If you have any knee issues, you might just want to grab like a blanket or just some sort of extra support to go underneath your knees here. It's not going to be too strenuous, but we are going to be placing our weight onto one particular knee at a time. So just coming to all fours here and just checking in that your palms are underneath your shoulders and that your knees are underneath your hips, round about that hip width. And just checking that you're in the center of your mat or the center of whatever surface that you're on. And we're just going to do some cat-cow stretches before we do some alternate balancing with our arms and legs. Okay, so just pushing into the mat with the palms, tucking your chin in and curling up. So really tuck your tailbone under as well and look between your legs. Try and have your neck nice and free. So so that you could move it around if you needed to. And release. Exhaling. And breathing in, rounding out the upper back, tucking in the tailbone. This is our cat. This is our cat-cow position. So we've got cat and then we've got cow. We're channeling a lot of animals today. We've got cats, we've got cows, we've got koalas. And just do a few more rounds. Really feel how this movement can just really shift the way that you feel inside. Try and really hone in on the breathing that we just did on the ground, on our backs. And try and see if you can release out the abdomen as you're breathing in and out. So really try and direct your breath down low. Good. And then coming back into our all fours position. What we're going to do here is we're going to start by just lifting our right arm. So lifting the right arm, looking down towards the mat, and release. We'll just do the arms first and then the legs. So moving on to the left side now, and down, back to the right side, up and down, left side, up and down. Okay, we're going to now lift the left leg back. So try and keep it so that it's in line with your hips. You don't sort of want to be going all the way up here. You just sort of want to be going, sort of like just extending from your hips and trying to keep it in a nice straight line. Down here is fine too. If you're finding that it's hard to get up, that's absolutely fine. It's just wherever your leg lifts to. And down, right leg up, and down, left leg up and down. Try and keep your knees nice and hip width, and up and down. If you are finding that your knees are feeling pressure, pop a blanket underneath them or an extra support, or you can just take 5 until we finish this particular movement. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to lift our alternate hand to leg. So we're going to lift our right arm up at the same time as we lift our left leg up. Okay, so just keep looking down towards your mat as you do this, and releasing down. Left arm up, right leg back, and down. Right arm up, left leg up, and down. Good. And you just move with your own sort of breath at your own pace here. So just keep alternating, keep playing around with it. Yoga is a lot about play and just playing with your own, experimenting with your own body. We've all got different bodies, we've all got different ailments, our body is unique. So work with the parameters of your own body and your own breath. Okay, we'll just do a couple more here. And good. Coming back to all fours position now, nice neutral position. We're going to just do some circular movements here. So we're going to move from our knees to our hands. We're just playing around with the weight through our bodies. So just have a little bit of a roll here. So we're right knee, right hand, left knee. Right knee, right hand, left knee. It's hard to say actually. And coming back the other way. Good. Okay, remember, take it easy if you do have any knee problems here, okay? And releasing back into child's pose. So just releasing down here. You can have your arms just alongside your body here or out in front, whatever feels good to you. I just want you just to release. This is just a releasing position. Release. Let your neck be nice and heavy. If your forehead touches the mat, then allow it to touch the mat. Otherwise, you can use a blanket or you can roll up your mat like so to use as a prop. So sometimes we can use our mats as extra props as well. So you can sort of do this type of thing. Okay, the idea here is this is a nice releasing, relaxing pose, so you don't want to be holding any tension. And just let it all go. This is a great position for practicing the abdominal breathing that we were working on earlier, so you can really feel your belly release here, and then you can feel it expand as you breathe in. So just really focus on relaxing your belly, your abdomen here. This is another great way of learning the diaphragmatic or abdominal breath technique. Let your elbows be nice and free. Breathing in. And then slowly rolling up. We're going to come into downward facing dog, and then we're going to do a few optional side plank positions. So side plank is a challenging position, and we do each side of the body, but I'll give you options along the way because you don't have to come into the full position. Okay, but this is this is part of our, I guess, balancing part of the theme today. So give it a go, see how you go. If not, just take a break, lie on your back, practice the abdominal breathing. That's my main key message that I wanted to share today, because this is transformative. The way that we breathe is so important. So let's come back into all fours, but what we're going to do is we're going to tuck the balls of our feet under, and we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So to do that, the best way to do that is tucking the balls of the feet under, pressing into the mat with the palms of our hands. So we want even weight through our hands and feet. And then we're going to lift up onto the balls of our feet. I want you to stay on the balls of the feet as we lift our hips up. Okay, so coming in, you can keep your knees bent if you need to. Totally fine to keep the knees bent. If you're finding it hard to lengthen the backs of the legs, then please keep the knees slightly bent, that's fine. And stay on the balls of your feet, even if you are experienced in downward dog. I just want you to stay on the balls of your feet to start off with. Let your neck and head be nice and free, and looking between your legs. Really lift the hips a bit higher. Look towards your belly button. Nice deep breath into your abdomen, and releasing the heels back. You might want to come up and down a few times. Perfectly fine. Okay, don't worry about forcing the heels to the mat. That's not what this is about. Just lifting up, and just wherever your feet decide to plant themselves today is perfect. Okay, so from downward dog here, we're going to come onto the front, bring our weight onto the front of our body, and then This is a full position, so maybe just watch how I'm doing this first and then you can make a judgment. You bring your right foot in and then you come to the outside edge of that foot. You're going to balance on the outside edge of that right foot. You're going to put the left foot on top of it. You're going to bring your right hand into the center of your mat under your head. And then you're very slowly going to roll towards the front of your mat and place your left hand onto your hip. This is a very strong position. And then if you want the extra challenge, you can lift the arm up towards the ceiling or the sky or whatever is up there for you. And lastly, you can turn head, neck and eyes to look up towards your top hand. This is quite strong on the wrists, so please don't do it if you have any wrist conditions or ailments. To come out, you bring that hand back, so you bring them back together with the other hand and step back into downward facing dog. Okay, now the option is to come down and to do the position on your forearm. So when you do the position on your forearm, you can actually sort of play around with the height. You can bring yourself up slightly, or you can just be on the forearm and do this movement and then looking up towards the top hand. So that's totally fine as well. You can get any type. So this is probably the most simple option, and then you can play around if you like with this type of thing. So that's on the forearm, and then the full one is with the palm of the hand on the mat. Okay. So just coming into downward facing dog from wherever you are, if you're comfortable to do so. If this is all just looking a bit too much, just sit it out. Just go into child's pose, line your back, whatever option you want to take, and just breathe into your belly. Okay. Stretching out, lengthening the legs. And if you're joining me in side plank, we're going to come forward onto our body, onto our hands. We're going to bring the right hand in, and we're going to come onto the outside edge of the right foot. Left hand to your hip. And then if you've got the balance, only if you've got the balance, lifting up, lifting that hand up, that arm up, and turning head, neck and eyes. And coming back down through downward facing dog. Remember your options, so coming onto forearm if you need to, perfectly fine. I'll do this other side on my forearm so that you can see what I'm doing. So we can come, when we do it on the forearm, we can come into sort of a plank position, onto our forearm, outside edge of the left foot, onto the mat. Right hand comes onto the right hip, and then lifting the top arm up. Other option is to come down like this. Good. And releasing back through downward facing dog. And then slowly walking your hands back towards your feet. Bend into your knees, drop your chin, and then pushing your sitting bones forwards and coming up. And I think I just dropped out of the screen a little bit there, but okay. How are we feeling? It's quite an energizing position, side plank. So it's a great balance though. So yeah, it's a great one to try. You know, and you can always come down onto the forearm. So please always make sure you take an option that is that is wise for your body and for your mental state the day that you are participating. Okay, so just coming into like a simple cross-legged position here, I just wanted to revisit the breathing, because we can actually do it from a seated position as well. It's just easier to learn it when you're lying down. But when you're sitting, and this can even be like however you sit in front of the TV even, placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just centering in here and really just trying to focus on where is my breath? Where is my breath? If a simple cross-legged position is not working for you, you can come to kneeling, you can grab a chair, you can pop a blanket underneath your bottom, just whatever you need to feel comfortable and relaxed while we're doing this little exercise here. So whatever position is right for you, just give yourself a moment to settle in. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. And forwards. Beautiful. One arm up, one arm down. Lifting into the top shoulder blade and releasing over. Breathe into your abdomen. Feel the long line on the side of your body. That left side just feels nice and lengthened. Lifting up your other hand, so your other arm, right arm up, left arm down, and releasing over to the opposite side. Try to keep, if you are in a simple cross-leg position, try to keep your right knee just moving towards the mat rather than wanting to come along with you. Just try to see if you can keep your sitting bones just connecting with the mat. Beautiful. And back. We're just going to roll our shoulders in. Bring first two fingers and thumbs together. And one arm under the other, opening out. Breathe into your belly here. Palms are facing up. Bend into your elbows, flexing into your wrists and reaching up. Releasing down. Great. And then just finding that position again. So the palm on your left palm comes to your heart. Your right palm comes to your abdomen, down deep into your belly. Just let your body sink down into the mat here. As you breathe in through your nose, try and keep your mouth closed and see if you can just expand your belly. So your bottom hand should push out as you breathe in. And then as you release, your belly comes back in, draws back in. On the inhale, the belly rises, the bottom hand comes away, and then on the exhale, letting it all go. Just drop your chin for a moment, close your eyes. I just want to do a check-in, just checking in with you, seeing, just check in with your own body. See the difference that this little session has made. Feel the difference of breathing naturally on your body. And I just want you just to reflect back on your intention for joining this challenge, this 5-day challenge, was it to try and arrange more of a routine of yoga into your life? Was it to move and challenge yourself? Was it to just try and get some sanity back into your mind space? If you're in lockdown, just remind yourself. And let's also remember the card that we pulled at the start of this session today as well, which was all about surrendering. So how deep can you surrender today? I want to just sort of add that to our little challenge for day 2. Just keep your eyes closed, and I just want you to practice surrendering. Just whatever thoughts are in your head at the moment, let them be there, but just also surrender them. Surrender them. Just surrender them to the universe, because the universe is more powerful than we are. It holds the power. It can handle it. You don't need to bear the weight of the entire universe on your shoulders today or any day. So breathe in. Breathe out. And surrender. I'm so proud of you. Bring your hands into prayer pose. Thumb just connecting into the sternum. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in this challenge on day 2. I can't wait to share tomorrow with you. And I also look forward to hearing how you're going with this challenge. So reach out, send me a message, send me an email, share something with me on social media. I want to know how you're going. So take this practice with you today, this breathing exercise you can do from anywhere. You can, once you start to learn how to breathe into your belly, you can even do it while you're, washing dishes, dealing with children. It's something that you can really transform your life with. So today, if you're new to abdominal breathing, today's step 1 of making that change.